Yes, my people. So Ronald Koeman and his Orange Army bounced back from that disappointing opener to their World Cup campaign, right? I wouldn't say it was disappointing because Japan are a good side. They gave them a good run in that fixture, but they needed this type of response to reassert their dominance in this group, right? 3 points collected, a dominant display against the Swedish side whose tails were up because they came back from a dominant performance themselves, winning by a similar scoreline against Tunisia. But they needed to bounce back. Only made one change from their previous game. Usamaville came out, Broby came in to replace him. Damian Marlin was the one playing that number 9 position, right? But I feel like they needed a natural number 9. That's the only tweak Ronald Koeman had to make for this game, and it paid off because Broby got the first 2 goals to settle them down in this game. And that was the key difference, right? Because Damian Marlin, if you guys remember, he also got a couple of chances in the first half against Japan, but he wasn't as clinical as Broby was today. But also his movement is of a natural number 9, right? Those spaces that he exploited to get those 2 goals, Damian Marlin probably doesn't attack them with the same aggression. Udi Gakpo, a man of the match performance, he got his 2 goals as well. Johnny Reinders is the one I'm still expecting to warm up. Of course, he didn't play a lot this season, so that could be a significant impact, right? But for this setup, he's the best player they have in that number 10 position because he's very versatile. And with the absence of Xavi Simons, you need someone who can operate in those spaces. But he hasn't found his feet yet. The person who has found his feet, though, is Frankie de Jong. Because I think, for me personally, he was man of the match, man. Unbelievable, wow. I always say I love midfielders who have the appetite to do basics over and over and over again, right? Because that's what Frankie de Jong does, right? The basics, the necessary things that need to be done in the simplest way, he does them. Some may say it's too predictable, but it keeps the rhythm and the momentum of the team when they are going forward, when they are transitioning, when they are building out from the back, when they are recycling the ball, everything. It's important to have a consistent player who does the same action over and over again. And I think Frankie de Jong is brilliant in that department. I mean, about Dumfries, 2 assists. Van der Ven, he was attacking that flank. I thought Nathan Ake would start this game with Van Dijk, right? But he remained with Van Heck. So yeah, decent performance from them, man. The Netherlands are the best team. It's widely renowned that they're the best team to have never won this competition because they've been to 3 World Cup finals, right? 2 in the 70s, and then of course the one they lost against the eventual winners of Spain in 2010. And they have golden generations in all the eras of football, man. As far back as you can remember, about Johan Cruyff, Frank Rijkaard, about Van Bommel, and then most recently you had about Van Persie, Van der Vaart. What you know about Van der Vaart, right? About Wesley Sneijder. They almost achieved something together, that group of players actually in 2010. Of course, losing to Spain, like I said, right? And then they kept the same generation of players now for their next World Cup, which was in 2014. They got their revenge against Spain, beating them 5-1, but they lost out to the finalists of that year, Argentina, in the semi-finals. They beat Brazil, however, and earned themselves a bronze medal in that tournament. And then 2018, all of those players, or majority of them, were not part of the setup in Netherlands, right? And then they didn't qualify for that particular tournament, but then they came back strong in 2022. You remember that classic game against the Argentina. Uwe scoring 2 goals to take it to extra time and then penalty. So they are a team that likes revenge, and they are a team that does very well in this tournament, right? They've always qualified consecutively every time they've featured to the knockout rounds. They've never lost a group stage game since 1976 or something like that. So Argentina wouldn't want to meet them in this particular competition because they like a bit of revenge, Netherlands, right? But the unfortunate part is that they never, ever make it all the way, right? They always come up short in most of these instances. They look very good this time around, though. I did say during our show when we began the World Cup that it's anyone's for the taking, right? There's no outright favorites. There's equal teams who have equal powers to compete. And the Netherlands have played a good case tonight. But anyways, man, I love you so much, guys. Thank you so much for following me, for supporting me, and for bearing my annoying voice. I bought a mic, by the way. I bought a mic, so you'll be hearing some cleaner audio. I don't have to shout anymore. And also, I know I've been getting a lot of DMs. It's something I should address actually about the fork analysis, because that is why majority of you guys are here. I've had 2 accounts banned when I started last year because of copyright issues, right? So now that World Cup is going on, I cannot necessarily use that footage to make my analysis, but I'll try and find a way around it because I'm itching, man. These games are so nice. These games are so nice. They need a fork. And yes, finally, you'll be seeing myself on the screen very soon. By the start of next season, everything will be in order. Thank you so much for being with me in this incredible journey. I appreciate you. I appreciate the love. And let's keep going. Let's keep going. So if you got this far, please comment. Comment family, right? Yeah, you deserve this last bit of message because you are the true fans, the people who make it this far. Comment family. Thank you. I love you. Bye.